Hello, everyone. We're here for the Brighton versus Arsenal match preview. We did say we'd be here yesterday, but obviously we're here today. 3 hours before the game, in between the United game, we've watched the United play. They're getting closer to top four, closer to us, but not as close as they want to be. How you feeling, Karen, going into this game?
Um, it's an interesting one because obviously there's a lot of hype around this Brighton team. They've done very well against top six teams, but um, we've got to remember. Like I did the tweet, and I remember saying the main point for me was the absentees. They've got McAllister out, Caicedo out, Webster out, Welbeck out. They've got that whole basically their spine is out.
Mm.
So it's it's a game I think we should be winning. I mean, I know we've struggled at Brighton before, but I don't think if you look at last year's performance, we didn't have both Xhaka and Partey there, so you don't have that control. Away at home last season, obviously we had the whole Xhaka left back. We were all angry about the 3-1 that we were playing with Zambi at the six. So um, I think I'm excited to see a full strength team from Arsenal go and do the business today. I think this is one of those games like the Palace game to open the season where you're just like, I'm a bit nervous about going to one of these so-called bogey grounds, but we really should be putting in a performance that is good, worthy of title challenges. So, not too nervous, but I am kind of anticipating, a showing from this Zerbi team. Um, they do like that whole, the provoking the press, trying to use different build-up structures and be a bit more fluid in that first phase to be uh, getting through the lines at a good rate and getting through into your opposition. So I think that's what the battle is for me. That whole our press or counter press versus their build ups and their press evocation, as like some people like to call it. So I think it'll be an interesting game. I think it will be a game that I will enjoy to watch, but I don't think it will be a game where I'm worried about the result of it. I mean, what about you? Are you worried about it at all, or how are you feeling going into it?
Well, I'm confident.
Mhm.
Uh, Obviously, away from home, we've been very good this season, but we have lost and drawn away from home. We've won every game at home. Brighton are a good team, even without Potter. With the Zerbi coming in, they've been different. Obviously, they lost Mwepu to heart condition, I think. Yeah,
Mhm.
heart condition. Welbeck is not fully fit, apparently. He might not even be there. McAllister won't be there.
Nope.
So we might see Trossard up top again, like last week. They did dispatch of Southampton very easily. I think they're a good team, a good technical team, good in transition both ways. But I think with the lack of Welbeck, I think that makes the game a bit easier for Gabriel. It's a different thing they're gonna have to attack because Welbeck would have tried the physical battle. He would have tried getting behind. He would have tried various different things to get the attention of Gabriel Saliba. But Trossard up top, which is what I expect, will be a very different animal.
Mm.
I don't think it's anywhere near as strong, but different doesn't always mean bad or good.
No.
Um, so I think with Trossard up top, it's going to be weird for them. But I think for us, we just have to try play our game, be consistent, continuous rotations, retain the ball, not let up an early goal because when you concede an early goal, it just completely changes the dynamics of the game.
And the
We,
atmosphere as well, don't forget. Like
yeah, you don't want the
they'll
crowd to
start
go.
to get on top, and the
Yeah,
noise will build and these kinds of things. So just ride it out. I'm completely with you there.
yeah, you don't want that. So we need to start strong, not just this game, but in general. But yeah, we need to start strong, I think, because I don't think we can afford to concede early. We
Mhm.
do start very strong. We do score goals very early a lot. We like to score in the first half, and the first goal in games like this is very important, especially because the narrative going into this game will be, can they finally get over this hump? We haven't beat Brighton in 4 games. Um,
Have we
can we?
actually played a full strength 11 in any of those games?
I'm not sure actually
I don't
because
think so, because with obviously the Carabao Cup is not a full strength team.
yeah,
The the Brighton game we had. no Partey and the injuries are piling up. Away, we didn't have Jacques. I think we didn't have one of Jacques or Partey. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, when we
In
drew 0-0 with them, we had Sambi
mm,
and not Xhaka.
Sambi and not Xhaka, exactly. So this is the thing. Whenever I see both Xhaka and Partey together, I'm not really ever that worried. I feel like both of them in the middle of the pitch combined together, they win the second duels, control the progression of the game, make sure that you have basically winning your duels throughout the final third and in the middle third. So they're stopping transitions. So I really do. I'm going to enjoy today. I think this is going to be a really good test, but it will be a test I think we do well in. So, yeah, I mean, what do you think the main battles are if we're looking at this game? Where do you think this game is won and lost?
I think Solly March, how much leeway Tierney gives him, because as we've seen, he loves cutting in and just smashing it top corner, and he's done it a couple times this season. So when you allow him to come inside, the overlap is obviously going to come. So how we deal with that on our left hand side, Tierney might not even play. So whoever our left back is,
Who would you play? Would you play Zinchenko or Tierney for this game?
I'm not sure. I'm undecided because Tierney, I think we'd need defensively, just because of the Solly March, Pascal Gross, Joel Veltman dynamic. Veltman really will just sit deep and cross, or go to the byline and cross. He's not really a threat like that because he's old. But I think there's just the runners in it. The runners consistently going. The runners consistently going in behind our left back. Do I trust Zinchenko enough? No, I don't trust him defensively. Never have and probably never will. So it's how much we do on the ball. But on the ball, I think we will need him because every time we played Brighton, they doubled up on Partey. Same thing Bournemouth did. They doubled up on Partey, and we counteracted that by bringing in Zinchenko to make it like a pivot. Like a pseudo pivot.
Yeah.
So we may have to do that again today. And I think Tierney has gotten better at doing it. But if you want to be most comfortable than Zinchenko, but you just have to find a balance, really. How much do we think we can keep the ball at a possession dominant team's ground, really? Because regardless of who Brighton's face, they're going to try to keep the ball. And when we're in our settled block, how much do we think we can counteract their runners? Because with Trossard instead of Welbeck, he's not going to sit on. There's not going to be a moment in the game where he tries pin himself against Gabriel. He's going to sit in between. He's going to stay in between Gabriel and Partey and Rome. And when he does Rome, you just have to trust that you can track the runners and do well there. I think we can. I think we can definitely do well. And I think regardless of who we do pick, they could have some success. But I think that's a big key for us. It's just when we do rotate up top, because Levi Cole had a good game in the Carabao Cup. Even if we didn't fully watch it, you could watch it back. Levi Cole had a good
I
game.
watched. I was at the stadium, so I watched it. So.
Yeah, Levi Cole had a good game, and he's a player
very good game.
We rate highly on the channel. Really, he is a big baller. And how we do there with Nketiah Saka on his side, because he probably will play left centre back, I think.
So he will.
How we do with Nketiah and Saka on that side, with Levi Cole, Lewis Dunk, do we win the aerial duels? Will we? I'm not sure. Hopefully we do. But do we win the aerial duels against a team like this? I'm not sure. But I just think there's different components that affect that, man. I'm really struggling to be so confident in a game where they're a good team. Brighton are a good team. They finally scored consistent goals, and it's not something we usually see with Brighton.
No. They're chronic XG underperformers.
Yeah, usually they're underperforming in XG, but this season they've been scoring a lot of goals. They're 7th in the table, +6 on goal difference, which is top seven in the league. Yeah, top 7 in the league, +6 goal difference, better than United. Well, top 6 in the league, better than United. So they're a good team, and I'm struggling to see how we fully nullify them, even though we've nullified pretty much everyone. But I just think without Welbeck, the transition threat won't be there enough. There's no aerial long ball. We don't have to worry about the long ball, which is a good thing. But we can deal with it. But it's something you don't have to worry about, and that's a good thing. And I think we will win. That's the main thing for me. I think we'll win
Yeah.
just because they have to worry about more that we can do to them than what they can do to us with Welbeck out, obviously.
But the main areas of focus for me is that in their first third, I think is going to be so crucial because if we let them out, they have the mechanisms, and especially in the middle and final third, to really get into good goal scoring positions. And as you said, they haven't been chronically underperforming XG this season, so that's not a worry, but that's an area of concern. You have to make sure the press is on, but obviously, be aware that they're trying to bait you into their traps. So I think that's going to be a key battle for me. I think the other key battle will be making sure that we win the ball and keep the ball in their half in terms of in the middle third. If we can make sure that when they do get out of their press, if we can stop that there, because we have the dual winners in midfield to really get at them and really get into their faces and make sure that they don't, even if they can get past their first phase, if they get into that second phase, they're not, running and dictating play. I think Erdegaard will be crucial to be that sort of second phase controller that we've been using him as, making sure that we can control the ball, making sure they're chasing shadows and getting into areas where we can attack them. And I think, especially against this team, they're very their build up is, as we've said on the channel, they're very much a 4-1-4-2 build up. It's a very unusual build up. They have different build up shapes, but this Zerbi team has this sort of four at the back system where they don't really push their fullbacks too high in the first phase. So they're not going to get that. If we rob them the ball off them, we're not going to get that out to in run because their fullbacks are quite deep.
Yeah.
So making sure that we don't get frustrated in that when we do turn the ball over, because you're not going to win that duel every time because it'll be a 2-on-1 out wide. So I think stretching that front, that back four, making sure they're not as compact centrally and try to pull them out of position, that will be another massive thing. Because if you look at where we can exploit them, it will be in those situations where we can pull their defenders out instead of trying to use, as we usually do, go wide because their defense is opposition defense is more compact and trying to keep very in between the lines. They'll be a bit more spread out because of how they build up. So if we can just keep running the channels in between the fullback and centre back and try to pull them out wide and then force the central runs, I think we can have more joy for Nketiah in the middle instead of having, as usually, the Saka, Martinelli out wide threat, because they're not going to be essentially compact. So that for me is going to be a very interesting game because we're used to seeing that sort of central compactness from teams in the Premier League, which I don't think Brighton will have. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they'll be a bit more spread out, or do you think they'll keep
They
it
will,
tight?
because obviously Billy Gilmore is probably better on the ball than off the ball because he's going to
Mm-hmm.
play, because Caicedo won't be there because of the
No.
suspension,
Yep.
which is great news for us. Lallana, he'll probably be more disciplined because he notices the threat, and he's a very
He's a very
experienced,
tactically aware player. Like, he will be a
very
good coach.
aware, very experienced at this point. 34 years old. So at this point, he's probably the most experienced player in their team. And then they have Pascal Gross there as well. So their midfield isn't as strong as it would be with Moses Caicedo, but their centre backs will be very quick to meet their marker. They are very
Mhm.
quick, very strong, both of them. Very
Both
good
of
in
them.
the air, very good in the ball. It's one of the best centre back pairings in the league.
Agree.
Um, and then I think out wide is where we get them really. Veltman, physically, he's old,
You
he's
think? I
declined.
just think that the channel will be more important than actually, physically out wide because of the way they build. If we can turn over the ball and get into the channel, I think it'll be more successful because they're very
I
sort
think
of
we'll have. I
spread
think
out.
because of our threat out wide, they will give us 1v1 opportunities, and
That's true.
Estupinian and Veltman aren't the best 1v1 defenders. Even though I
Mm.
think Estupinian has been a good defender this season. 1v1 Veltman is really old, at 33 now, I think, and he's slow. And if you keep going 1v1, we're eventually going to have the opportunity, I think, to do something there. But I just think, and centrally, that's where a lot of our goals have come from this season. Quick passes between Xhaka, Erdegaard, and Nketiah. And if Nketiah's as good on the half turn as he was versus West Ham,
West Ham.
he scores. He'll score. But I just think because of the way they play and because of the injuries they face and me not knowing how they're going to set up, who's going to start, maybe they go to a back three with Webster. So I don't know.
Webster's not
Uh,
going to be there either.
yeah, but maybe they do go to a back three with Veltman because he plays right centre
That
back as
one,
well. So yeah, I just think because of the Welbeck injury, the Caicedo suspension, McAllister's not back. That gives me a lot of confidence that three main players for them aren't there. And even if they were there, I would still be confident.
that
But I just think
McAllister contract is a massive thing for them because if he didn't sign that contract, he would be off tomorrow.
his profile has gone through the roof with how he performed at
Yep.
the World Cup.
Yep.
So they needed that as well. Predictions?
I'm going 3-1. I think that they do get a goal somehow, but I do think we have all of our front three score. I think they can, and I think they will. Yeah, that's pretty simple for me. What about you?
2-0, because the last time we played them with Xhaka and Partey, we won 2-0.
There we go.
I think at home they've been good, but a lot of their games are tight, which is why they've got 26 goals and 20 conceded. So yeah, 2-0 for me. I think we shut the game out quick and they don't have enough threat on the counter to punish us. No mistakes and we win, I think. Like no passes to the attackers and stuff like that, we win, I think. But yeah, and to answer this question, he'll be back soon and he had something to do right now. So George will be back very soon, I think.
He will be back. Yeah. It's just that we can't really disclose what's going on with it, but he will be back soon. Hopefully, I mean we've been in contact with him. I know he's been off Twitter as well, so he did want to say thank you to all the well wishes and everything. He has seen them, but at this moment in time, he's just he can't really be at the doing stream. But the thing is, for him, he's hating life without the streams and the Twitter. So he'll be back as soon as you know it. So thank you for the concern, though. We do appreciate it here at the channel. But let's get on to these 3 o'clocks, eh, Chris?
Yeah, we need to watch them 3 o'clock games. We need to watch our two rivals.
This guy's watching Palace, by the way. He's not even watching City. I don't know what's up.
I want to watch Newcastle or Palace. Palace because it's my dad's team, and Newcastle because they're a rival for the league, innit? City, I'm not watching that. Oh, am I going to watch City Everton?
All of my FPLs on City, so I'm going to be cursing. I'm going to be cursing them winning, but then being like, yes, at least they get me points. But on that note, I think we'll head off.
And we'll be back for the review when we beat Brighton.
Yeah, hopefully.
When.
Peace.